So we're down at Colin Furze's new workshop. We've got this. There's the man himself. Buzzing off this amazing pile of Milwaukee tools. All come through from Power Tool, mate. So big thank you to those guys for sending all these tools across. Now the only job is to get all this lot into a Power Tool wall. So hopefully we can get Colin putting some foam. I'm sure you'll manage.
You know how like some of those girls do like clothes hauls and stuff? This is the man version. We have got so much stuff here. This is crazy. I mean, I asked for an angle drill and they've sent me this, look. This is a beast. You can like take like lorry wheels and stuff off with that.
That's a proper job.
We've got jigsaws, we've got batteries, 8 amp hour batteries as well. That is good. We've got heat guns, nibblers, pins, a power silicon gun or cork gun. I've never had one with a trigger before. You're taking me into the modern world, Jono.
Enters the modern world.
We've got a 6 battery charger, sander, circular saw, grinders, reciprocating saw, a big ass light thing,
Router.
Impact driver, multi-tool, pinner in, and a blooming slab cutter. We've got a cordless slab cutter.
Yeah, well, you can't have any petrol fumes down that tunnel, can you? So
No.
that'll be everything electric.
Power tool, mate. Obviously watch my videos. Excellent. Right, Jono, what are you doing with it?
We've got some foam already prepared for the kind of gap you've left in the wall. So all we've got to do is get it all unboxed, work out what layout we're going for,
Yeah.
and then figure out how it's all going up there.
I'm beginning to think I may have not left quite a big enough gap.
It was a big list.
It was a big list. Right, let's have it. But before we do that, I really think you should be subscribed to this channel, don't you? I think you should be. Right, let's get on with it. I think we've got everything pretty much where we want it. Basically,
Yeah.
as long as I've got my drills, my impact drivers and my grinders along the bottom there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, these are all like tools I use, so as long as they're in this main bit,
Yeah.
that's good. And then we've got the other bit which is going to chop down slightly, which you can have like the jigsaw, circular saw and planer, the old woodwork section.
That's it.
Put that there.
Loving it.
And then some of these other random things which are amazing and, you know, useful.
Yeah,
but
loving
anyway,
it.
this is
Yeah.
the main area, this bit here.
So if we keep that exactly like that,
Yeah.
and then we'll jigsaw this together in the most efficient
Yeah.
way. And that's it then, yeah? We'll get started.
Yeah, do it.
So, time to start cutting. We're going to start with this long, thin section in the middle, and we're going to be putting in mainly woodworking in tools here, things that aren't used as often, and they're a little bit more out of reach. I'm going to be using one of our cutting kits, which has got everything in it that you're going to need to do this job. So it's got the scalpel, 5 blades, instructions, repair glue, stickers, everything you need to get the job done. So yeah, let's start over this end, and yeah, let's get this one all done. Right, so that is the hard bit done, I would say. This is the biggest piece, and it's got some really big awkward items in it. It's also 3 layers of foam thick, so it's a 70mm, 50mm and a 50mm. And the main reason for that is this circular saw. A circular saw is like a really complicated 3D shape. I mean, some of these items are quite flat, so you'd consider them like a 2D shape, whereas this, it's got the blade, and we've had to cut the blade in separately and then cut it in really deep, so when you put it in the wall, it holds nice and snugly. We've also chucked 3 screws. They're like quite deep screws with a penny washer on, and we've actually put like a little cheeky cut in the foam and put the screw behind it, just to make sure that you can't see it, it doesn't affect the look of it, but it's really solid, it's up there for good. And then finally, we've added a Shadow Foam logo, which Colin likes. He was happy with it. He got a few shots of us cutting all that out, so we made sure he was happy to have that Shadow Foam there, front and centre. And I think that really pops too, especially with the red coming through. So I'm really happy with that one. On the left and the right, Colin's going to add a little bit of timber here, a little bit of timber on the side, and then they're going to be like 2 little cubbies for some other stuff. But that's us done in this section of the wall. Now we need to move on to the bigger build over here, which has got the impact guns, combi drills, grinders, and hopefully we can get Colin to help us cut in this one. So let's get that one sorted. That's the last one that I'm doing.
Yeah.
We've saved a couple for you.
Me.
Yeah. So I'll talk you through this. The layout down here is exactly as you requested.
Yes.
As per your orders, Colin.
Yep.
And then up here, we've kind of gone for a nice balance. The same stuff that you knew was going in there, but we've put finger pulls next to all the items so they all fit
that's
in.
good, that's good. Right then, so I'm going to cut these out. I've sort of seen you do it over my shoulder while I've been messing around with other stuff. You literally just put the knife around and kind of poke it round, but do you angle it in? Do you try and do a straight cut?
All good questions. I'll show you. Do you want me to show you this one?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'll give you the quick whirlwind demo.
It's been a real whirlwind.
So we just place it where I want it to go.
Yeah.
We just put a little bit of light pressure on it.
Yeah.
I make sure I've got an anti-cut glove on this hand.
Right.
Because you can cut yourself with these in a split second. So yeah, these gloves are great. And then you're just using it like a pencil. Right. And I'm not cutting very deep at all. I'm just holding it perpendicular or 90 degrees to the foam.
Yeah.
And I'm just drawing around it as accurately as I can.
Right.
And I don't have to go very deep at all.
No.
It's just literally using it like a pencil. And we just go around all the way until we met back at the start. I'm going to push that drill bit in.
Right.
It's heat bonded, and that way you can recycle it. If we use glue, you couldn't really recycle it then, because it's not 100% anything. But this is 100% polyethylene, so it means it's dead. So I've gone all the way around it.
Yep.
Met back up the start, and now when I go back, if you've done it right, you shouldn't be able to tell I've even cut it.
I'm going to say yeah.
But if I press down, I can see the cut.
Oh,
and then all
I
I'm
see.
doing now is going back again and just cutting
Going
down
a bit deeper.
as deep as I can, Because realistically with that, I want to cut it in about 40-50 mil.
Yeah.
So I just make a little bit of a mental note on the side, and I'm going to cut down to about that third or fourth line.
Right.
And I just go again. When it comes to like hand tools, screwdrivers and
You're a little bit
spanners.
worried now though, because you've done all this. If I screw this one up, I should have done the
pressure's on.
first one really, shouldn't I?
Well, I haven't got a spare wall either really, so you can, there was pressure on the first one, Colin, don't worry.
Well, I know, but you know, at least if you screw the first one up, you get a new bit of foam, and then you could have, you know, done your do and no problems. If I ruin this, I'm going to forever looking at it, go, damn you guy, you made a mess of it. Well, let's be brave.
That's the way. Loving it.
Glove on the left.
I'll be able to fix it.
Michael Jackson style.
That's the way we do it. That's it. It's like
Did he always have his on his left?
I don't know, but it was
No,
a sparkly glove as well, so.
Well, I know.
Whichever.
Just have right then, fellas.
Sweating over it.
Shadow foam, and here we go. You see what you could do, Jono? If you had like a light that shined a shadow onto it, you could cut around that.
It's a good idea.
But it's far too complicated, and you can just do this. You don't need it, basically.
Nice try.
It doesn't feel like it's a difficult process, but we'll see once I start cutting it out how accurate I've been. Right. So move that. Look at that. There it is, look.
Yeah, you've got it.
That's it, yeah. Give it a good old...
Yeah, it looks pretty good from here.
You could be a surgeon there, boy. If anyone ever has an accident and goes in hospital with a cordless drill stuck inside them, he'll cut it out fine.
Or I'll cut a nice slot for it anyway.
Yeah, you'd be able to put it back in again afterwards.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. It's been great being here with you. We've had a good... I think I've spent most of the time chatting with you, so that's why it's taken twice as long as it usually would.
Yeah.
But it's been amazing to be down here in the new workshop.
You've had the tunnel tour, haven't you?
We have indeed. That was amazing. Surreal is actually the word. It was the most surreal thing I think I've ever experienced going down that tunnel. Because I've watched it from literally the first episode.
Right, I think that's... Right, so I've got it out. And then what do? Just...
Right, yeah, so... You've done, I would say, the hard bit. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
That is really good. I think. And then you want to make sure you've cut down deep enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're just starting at one end.
Right.
And you forcing your finger down and then peeling it back towards you and then following it along.
And it comes off in, does it come off in layers or the whole thing?
It does, yeah. You've got to fight it a little bit because it isn't, it doesn't just peel off like a banana, which I always say. That's like the flipping catchphrase now, yeah.
Catchphrase.
There you go.
That is not bad. Oh, you keep that. That's a safety drill for you.
Oh.
Go with a safety tie.
Where's the cordless drill gone?
That's you can tell how good of an outline it is now because it completely hides it.
There, that must be disappeared from that. Anyway, Colin, stop messing around.
Looking good, but
right,
you definitely need more layers out than that. The point where the two layers are bonded together is actually the strongest point.
Here we go.
There you go, that's it. Shadow foam. Shadow foam. I'm gonna have to write a theme tune. You've been singing that a few times, so I need some words that rhyme with foam.
Rhymes with cone, foam, bone. Not that rhyming's all that important.
So this is one of the foam smoothing spinners. You can just skim off any lumps and bumps in there.
Right.
That's really good. Chuck them all in and you can see the finished result. I have got to add some finger pulls actually, to make sure that you can get them in and out all right. And then we'll chuck it in the wall. That's a wrap.
And look at this, look. You've got it all in one continuous
Piece.
strip.
Pièce de resistance.
Of course, thanks to Power Tool, mate.
Yeah, Power Tool, mate.
Supplying all the tools.
Thanks very much for sending all those down. And that's Power Tool Wall done.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, and this one.
Got 3 grinders on the way, so then that'll be completely complete. We've still got others, which we might put somewhere else in the workshop. Haven't decided yet, but no, I'm really pleased with that.
Right, so that's the Power Tool Wall. What other tools have you got, Colin?
We've got all this stuff in here.
Yeah.
Knipex sent me a ton of stuff. I've got a massive tool bag, but look, it's just...
That is a nightmare.
Yeah, that is a nightmare. It all looks the same. This is the thing you see. You look in the bag, everything's red, and it's just, it takes ages to find anything. If ever there was a job for shadow foaming you, it was
This is it. This is like a dream. No worries. I think we can sort this out. No worries.
Excellent. You don't have to worry about the solder and the flux, though.
No, good. Skip those. All of this, though, we can put in. And yeah, you've got a lot of gear here from Knipex, haven't you?
Yeah. Right, you sort the foam out, I'll sort the drawers.
Fab.
Right, so the Shadow Foam boys have brought me these wonderful Sealey drawers, and we was hoping that we could stack 2 on top of each other and they would go straight under my bench. But we've got our calculations wrong. So I've got to take a little bit of my bench out. So basically, just for today, I'm going to take this whole piece of 4x2 out, take that out, put the one on top of it, have a look at the gap, and then see if I can put a bit of metal or something under it, just so it kind of strengthens it up. Because this is like my bench, I don't want this flopping all around, but it's not so critical as it used to be, because I've got the big fabricating table now, and that's where all the heavy stuff is going to go on. But anyway, let's get these drawers in looking nice, because Jonathan over there's doing a wonderful job of setting it all out. I don't want to let him down by having a load of weird drawers, do we? Right, got my jigsaw, let's rock and roll. That was a terrible effort at that, wasn't it?
Meanwhile,
Right, so I think I've got most of the layout sorted.
Yeah, I think you've done well.
There was a lot of Knipex tools, Knipex tools.
Yeah, I've asked them. I say Knipex, you say Knipex, actually Knipex, which is just weird.
That's how you pronounce it. Knipex.
It was like Mary Poppins handbag, that thing. It was like they just kept coming, and I've got 1.5 drawers full of Knipex stuff, Knipex stuff.
I said it right.
Power tool, mate. Very nicely sent me this wonderful socket set. But if ever this is an example of putting a sandwich in a suitcase, we've got what, 20 sockets in there?
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, what, 2.5 inch deep?
Got to be another layer to that, hasn't there?
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's underneath? What's underneath? Nothing.
Right, so
yeah, you can reduce that down.
definitely, and that's good because they're 1/2 inch impact, and this is also, this set we've taken from this RS Pro box is also all 1/2 inch.
Yeah.
So I can kind of put them together, like the sizes corresponding with each other, and hopefully you'll be able to tell what they are. So that's going in here.
Yeah.
And I think that probably will be all 3 of those done.
I think it's good.
Pretty full, yeah.
I'm happy.
Adding the logo up there, probably do a logo down here too,
Yep.
so maybe get
They'll
you
be
back.
happy with that.
I'd be happy with that. I mean, I think it's going to look the business, especially this one here, because we'll put the finger pulls in too, so you'll see a bit of red popping through.
Oh, finger pulls. Like the finger pulls on the
Yeah,
wall.
you're loving it. It's
Yeah,
looking good, it
definitely.
looks good.
No, it is.
Right,
It's
so
very
I'll
good.
get cutting on this lot.
Right. Better get another cup of tea, ain't I? So Jono's cutting the phone, he's making a lovely job of it, but he said he'd be doing it in like an hour and a half, and that was like 2 hours ago. I've got stuff to do. I'm gonna use this. Now, before we go back to Jono cutting the shadow foam, remember to subscribe.
Right, so that is the last item done, and same as always, we've just placed the item where we want it to go. We've cut around it, peeled back the layers, dead easy. All we've needed is the cutting kit, so it's a scalpel, instructions, glue, all the same stuff that we use to cut foam, nothing complicated, but we've just spent a lot of time. So this is probably like 2-3 hours in, I reckon, getting to this point.
More than that. You ready? What do you say? You're
You know what? I'm in my own land now, because actually you're very right. It was more like 4 or 5 hours, but I've been going twice as slow as normal.
Yeah, but look at it. You've made a lovely job of it.
It
So
is
it doesn't
looking
matter.
good. It is looking good. And all we've
I'm
got
well
now
happy with it.
is logos to do. Obviously, we've added the finger pulls on everything already. We use the foam spinner to make sure that everything's smooth on the bottoms of stuff. You've got to have a smooth bottom.
You've got to have a smooth bottom.
So what we've got now is the logos left.
I noticed you've got the nice easy one. I've got my logo, haven't I? Which is, what do I do with that tie? Do I have that little tie bit coming out, or do I just go with the...
Your sign hasn't got the tie bit, but it's up to you.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that because I think it will make the U look weird.
You're just literally cutting through the paper.
We're only going through the black, aren't we?
That's it, yeah, we're just following the profile.
You're doing the Knipex.
Which still doesn't feel right to say, but you know.
Furze, which if you're German means fart, as I'm regularly told on every video.
Farts totally aren't funny.
So when it comes to cutting a logo, all we're doing is following the template that we've printed out. This is just printed on a normal printer, bog standard. Nothing really clever going on. All we've done is taken some time to make sure it's exactly where we want it to go, and then we've taped it down. And when it comes to cutting the letters out, we don't have to cut very deep. We're just cutting through the paper, and as a side effect, we will cut the foam. So we don't have to worry too much about how deep we're cutting into the foam. As long as we've got a nice template, we can then go back around once we've peeled the paper off and make sure that all the corners have met up. Just need a bit of patience, a bit of time, and also you need to have like the motivation to do it. If you're doing it for the love of it, because you want all your tools tidy.
He's finished his, look, isn't he?
Flying along over here.
Yeah, old bloody Arial black font over there. Look what I've got here, the old funny thing, all little side bits and, you know,
Well,
Gothic sands or whatever this is.
Should look nice, this Knipex logo though, because obviously their logo's red, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to love it. I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to matey. I think the Germans will be very happy. Right, I reckon.
Are you getting there?
I reckon I'm in peeling mode now. So if I pull this off, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I need to do the old...
You just put, if you've cut all the way around, you just peel all of the paper and tape off, get it all out of the way. And just go steady, because it can sometimes tear the foam, just depends how well I've stuck it.
And then I'll go and do the old pushy thing there.
Don't be pushy, pushy.
Once you've cut all the way around the letters and you've cut around the shape and you're happy with it, and then you've also gone back round and connected up all the corners, you just push your finger down the end to peel it, but exactly as you would normally. But this time we're only trying to peel off that top black layer. It doesn't really matter if some of the red comes off as well, because it won't matter. You'll still have a nice effect there, but you're not trying to peel loads of material out, just a little bit. What would you say is your scariest video?
The only one that freaked me out initially was the 360 swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when, you know, like when you lay a tent on the floor, you look and you think, nah, not very big, is it? And then you put it up and get in it, it's like, oh, there's really room in it. So basically the triangles for the frame were just the biggest triangles I could make with a 7.5 metre bit of steel.
Right.
Laid them on the lawn, thought, yeah, it's all right. And then of course we stood them up, didn't we? And I looked at it and I was like, blooming hell, Rick, that's halfway.
And that was in your garden,
when I'm upside down, I'm twice as high as that, sort of thing. And then anyway, we just continue, because what do you do? And it was always supposed to have like 2 arms on it to go all the way over. And we struggled to just put one arm up, because obviously we didn't have all blooming JCBs. We had to kind of make this system where it winched it up off itself. And we did that with one, but I was like, I don't know how we're going to do that with 2, because of the way it all works. And I was like, well, just leave one, because I've seen them done with one before. Yeah. And before we'd got all the counterweight on, I had a bit of a swing, and I was like, Christ, do you know what I mean? This is like, you know, like going over the fence, oh, it's just proper big, sort of thing. And then like, at the end of the day, and I remember like thinking about it, like, what am I doing here? I don't like fair rides, I don't like, you know, things like that. Why have I made this? But we just come back the next day, and I was like, well, look, let's just half the size of the arm, lock it down and thingy, and I'll have a go at that. And then literally did that, went straight over, and I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. You just hold on to it, you lock your feet in it, it's not a problem. And then we whacked it straight back up to full height, and I just did it straight away. And they were building the housing estate behind the house, and all the builders, of course, had seen this thing
going up,
slowly coming up. They'd obviously must have seen me having the first go of it and thought, he's, you know, really, yeah, he wishes he'd never built this. And then, of course, the first time I went right over, like every bricky and spark, and it was like, yeah, the whole blooming construction site was.
Were you strapped in on that?
No.
Just holding on for dear life?
Yeah, I mean, I was originally going to put like some foot plates with some straps over. Yeah. But for some reason, I just thought, well, if I just put 2 pegs and wedge my feet into it, I'll just be able to nip it, and that'll be all right, and just hold it like a BMX, you know, like pinch it with a thing, you know, and that's what I ended up doing on the smaller one. But I was just so happy with that. I was like, that's fine. I don't need to be go over the top with the old thingy. Also, it adds a bit more jeopardy, doesn't it, with the old video, if you can just fall off it. Right.
Something we can support with. Hey, that's looking good. Hey, that looks better than mine, that. You've gone shallower. I've ended up pulling
Well, I only took the black off, that's what you said.
Yeah, you've done well. It's tricky to do that, to be fair.
Yeah.
That looks mint, that does.
They are. Right.
Top job. So we've got the Knipex logo all done. We've got the Furze logo looking even better.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
I got the drawers in.
The drawers are in, yeah. So, should we chuck them in the drawers?
I think we should chuck them in the drawers. Look at it, you're finished.
And looking amazing, if I do say so myself.
No, I think it looks really good, mate. You've took your time to get everything straight in line. You've got the finger pulls. I've done my logo. I'm pleased with my logo.
I love it too. That's really, really good.
The whole thing looks really good. And we've got
Yeah,
that one.
this
And
drawer
over
too.
here, we've got an Knipex stuff. Brilliant. Again, got your finger pulls. Everything's laid out because this was just chucked in a bag before, which was now it's all here. Brilliant.
Well done. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. We've had loads of subscribers recently, so a big welcome and thank you for subscribing. So click the subscribe button. That's awkward, isn't it? It's weird. Well, you've done that, and then we're cutting away from the cutaway, and I go again, yeah?
No, leave that in.
Oh, mate.
Brilliant.
I just like
subscribe, basically.
Yeah, that's it. Subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon.
It's all right. It's good. We're good.
You won't miss future videos. Thanks for watching. If you like that video, why not check out some of our others? We've got new videos coming out every week. And Colin Furze, what's the quickest way for people to see these videos?
Subscribe.